ASL Prime League.
To the first match of the day. It is gonna be our Zerg player spawning in the bottom left corner, representing that red. He is Ukraine's own Acer Bly.
And top right hand position, rocking the teal trunks, and according to Team Liquid, represents Team Extreme Supremacy. It is your Terran player, Beastyqt. That was some quick Googling, Tempo.
You are quick and you are correct, yeah.
That was some alt-tab action.
Yeah, Beastyqt, I forgot. He is on Team Extreme Supremacy, so...
Beastyqt.
Well,
alright. So, I don't know any of the builds too much. I've been playing a little bit of Legacy of the Void as much as I can with, like, 2 figures. But hatch and then gas before pool. I've seen guys successfully take 3 hatches before pool and hold off, like, 4 gates. I've seen some craziness. You're a Zerg player. Are you loving this, or what's the deal?
Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting nowadays. I mean, they've been changing so much, so quickly, you know? A lot of the times Blizzard, they'll have the patch hit and they'll let it sit there for, like, who knows how long, but a lot longer than a week or so.
They'll forget, I think, for a little bit.
Yeah.
Does StarCraft, is that a game? We make that game, right? That's a thing? Yeah. We should probably look into that. Bob, are you the StarCraft guy?
Yeah, well, Bob... I think that's basically why they woke Bob up, man, and Bob has been in full effect, you know, doing everything that he can. Uh-oh, but I think we have a little bit of a... Oh, Tyrannus, man down. Man down. Yeah, that smile, though. He's, like, full smile right now, just like as his thing disconnects, but hopefully he'll be back here, but yeah, I mean, Legacy of the Void has been a game that has been... balanced patch. Not even easy peasy. But sorry, I don't know if they're showing the game screen right now, but if they are, then you know why that I'm laughing at the moment. So, but what I was saying is that Legacy of the Void is a game that, like, they've been pretty actively balancing it. Or if you want to just say changing it, you know, they've been changing it, having a lot of community feedback, influence it, and also giving a lot of feedback as well. So, yeah. Oh, well, though, I think Tyrannus, you know, for now, he's going to be dead, but he will revive, I'm sure he will. So let's go ahead and jump on into this here. TVZ on Orbital Shipyard as we do spawn for the first game here. Once again, this is Group E. Beastyqt, Bly, Kaifire, and Ray Range. So after this match, we will have a PvP. But speaking of early bases, that third command center is already en route, but the third hatchery has not been put down here for Bly yet. Beastyqt being a little annoying, though, trying to stop him from putting it down, but it will go down here. And out of Bly, you know, a player that is known for playing not so standard at all. You know Bly, and if you're ever looking for some solid build orders in TVZ, you know, just to try to get you a little bit higher on that ladder, I don't think this is the guy to look to, only because the way that he does it and executes it after scouting or whatever decision he makes after seeing certain things is just, like, in his head is a whole whirlwind of stuff that you shouldn't even try to understand yourself, because the way he plays this game is so different than most others. Very similar to, like, an SOS of Zerg, let's say, when it comes to it. So even in Legacy of the Void, he is just like that. Beastyqt, though, you know, he is a player that I really like him as a person, as a player, for trying new things. Only because, you know, he's been very, very active in Legacy of the Void. He was one of the, I guess, early adopters of Starbow to play it quite competitively. But oh my god, if you, this might make you a fan of him already, as you see all these Reapers coming down, throwing those grenades, which will pop up those queens, ready for it. Look at that, jumping up and down. But if you look behind it, he's making a lot more. The barracks is constantly producing Reapers, but not anymore, as it looks like Bly was able to get a Zergling or two over to deny the building of that command center, but Beastyqt needs to get those Reapers out of there, but he's going to continue to go. Got to be careful, though. That wasn't the Reaper jumping, I don't think. That was the grenade hitting it, but, you know, a little bit of some harass out of Beastyqt. He's not going to go for that full-on Reaper style just yet. He will transition, and he has been playing with QXC and Archon mode quite a bit, So I'm sure they have some builds cooked up. They've been kind of, having a think tank working between the two of them. So Bly tends to play a lot more solo, I would assume. But I mean, who knows what voices he hears in his head whenever he does the kind of builds that he does. So another building that Bly does love to utilize is the Roach Warren. Now remember that Bly is a player that he really likes to do those Overlord drops. He used to do the Nidus quite a bit, but they nerfed the Overlord drops so that you can't get them without having a lair now. So he's gonna have to get a little more creative right now, depending on what kind of build he's gonna do here, a little differently. I'm wondering how he's going to pull it off, because he still hasn't gone for the lair yet, and he is just focusing on his 3-base economy, but Beastyqt is on a 3-base economy as well. Hasn't taken too much damage, except for, I would say, that cancel on the 3rd base. But, Beastyqt, he's not playing around. 3 bunkers here in case there's a Roach counterattack, and he's going to go out onto the map with a few of these Reapers once again. Just going out there, seeing what's going on, and he's going to be relatively safe from any type of attack. I don't know if Stim would be done by the time this kind of attack would hit, but I would assume so, because it does seem like Bly is going to be going for a lair. Not trying to pump out a bunch of roaches just yet. Gonna go ahead, put down those double Evo chambers, get those upgrades, and then go into the later / mid stage of the game. Nice dare move from Beastyqt, though, using the scan in order to continue to throw those grenades up, and he's just utilizing that so well. How many Reapers has he actually lost yet? Don't have the... Ooh, gonna go down. Another Reaper. I was gonna say that I don't have the game heart thing, so I'm not able to actually check it, unfortunately. But, either way, ain't no thing. Looking like Bly wants to go into that melee upgrade for his Zerglings, perhaps. Don't know what kind of style Bly has been choosing to play nowadays in the TVZ matchup, but look at how fast that creep spreads nowadays. You notice that the creep recedes as fast as it spreads, but it's always faster. So I think that's going to be really important when you're trying to block expansions of the Terran player with your Overlord. That creep is going to go away a lot faster, I would assume, but clearing creep is going to be really nice. Unlike those Reapers jumping up into the roaches and whatnot. So pretty stabilized game from here on out. 63 drones to 60 SCVs. The bunkers here from Beastyqt aren't really going to be utilized because there wasn't any attack. He was just kind of taking that chance, or at least I would say making sure that he didn't die to some kind of attack earlier, and I really like that, playing it incredibly safe. Look at the supply lead that he has right now, a much more refined macro build. It does look like out of Beastyqt than that of Bly. A lot of the supply is in roaches here for Bly, so if you're going against Bio, something that we haven't seen in a while, simply because of the fact that the mule was gone for a bit, so people were trying to say that, hey, Bio sucks, there's nothing you can do without the mule, without mules, where's Tempo, the prophecy with that song back in the day. But here comes some Banelings. Decent splits, but not really that amazing, as he's going to lose a few of those Marines. Going to boost up right into the main, though. And Bly has to deal with this with only Roaches and Banes. His Spire is not complete yet. So, that upgrade list on the production tab of Beastyqt is looking pretty crazy at the moment, with 1-1 combat shield, another command center, and looking like he does want to go into biotank. I don't see any mines being made here by Beastyqt, so it's going to be just that biotank style. Bly, I haven't really figured out what it is that he wants to do, but it does look like it's going to be Roach, Bane, Muta, so yeah, he's going to go into the upgraded Lings and Banes, have some Roaches to soak a bit of damage, and then have the Mutas to deal with drops, and perhaps even get into that late game if he does want to. Go into like Broodlords or something. I think that Ultras are actually the better choice against Bio nowadays, simply because of the fact that they never die. They pretty much never die, I swear. These Ultras are kind of the most tanky units that we've seen in StarCraft 2 with that new upgrade, the chitinous plating. That does give them that, I think it's a 7 armor or something like that. It's a really ridiculous number. So I'm surprised there's still some Reapers out on the map. We're going to get cleaned up, though, at the 4th. But there's a drop here that's here as well. Not going to get too much done, as the Baneling just going to say nope. Marauder's trying to get a bit of damage done, but not going to really get too much here. Bly's actually taking the supply lead, and Beastyqt is in that deficit here in the units lost tab. He wasn't like that earlier in the game, so surprised that that has actually happened. Bly seems to have buckled down and decided to just look into the late game. I haven't seen Bly play Lingbane Muta in quite a bit of time, so it's kind of cool to see. So he's going to be doing that pretty much. It's Roachling Bane Muta, mind you, with that 1-1. He didn't go into the 2-2, though, but here comes a big attack here. Beastyqt is trying to target down some of those Banes with those Siege Tanks. Not going to get that big chunk, as everything is going to get cleaned up. And now Beastyqt is on the run, going on back, only down to those 3 medevacs that he does have. He does have a few more that are in production and coming back to help, but I don't know if he's going to be able to actually utilize them because he doesn't have much on the ground just yet. Bly, though, not going to overstep his boundaries. Very, very smart. Just using that creep, spread it on out, get on over to the base of his opponent, and then just have that advantage all the way across the map. So, another little, let's say, squad of units out of Beastyqt. Not getting as much done as he would like to, that's for sure. You know, he is on 4 bases, though, going for 5. And Bly is on top of that, though. The only thing that I have to criticize him for is that he's really, really late on his upgrades. He just now started his +2/+2. Beastyqt is nearly finished with his, and he is also going to be going into that, biomine style. So switching from the switching from the tank style, he's going to add in some Thors to deal with the Mutas, and then he's going to add in some Widowmines that have Drilling Claws to deal with the Banes. So I think he should be pretty fine if he's able to get some good hits with those Widowmines, but he's going to hit this side once again, splitting again before he hits that creep. Gonna get an extractor, deny that gas mining for just a bit, but Bly looking to set up a flank at the moment. He's actually going to go in a little bit prematurely, but he's just going to go anyway. And now when Beastyqt is going to try to retreat, guess what? The Lings are right there in order to shut this down completely, but Beastyqt does have that medevac. And without the mutas, here they come, though. They're going to take these medevacs out. I don't think Beastyqt has any time to actually unload these. So he's going to lose all of those units, and Bly doesn't take really any damage at all there. So things looking pretty good for Bly in the mid-game. You know, Orbital Command is a map I think that is very hard for a Terran to attack on. It's very open. This is going to be... the Widowmine's going to hit a lot of the Banes. There are a few that do remain. And... yeah, another drop, or actually no, there's no drop, just a Reaper going on the right side of the map, checking for expansions. I thought that was a drop, but I'm surprised he still had those Reapers up. So, I like the fact that Beastyqt is not getting tunnel visioned on trying to kill Bly and just run out of minerals and economy. He definitely has played quite a bit of Legacy of the Void, so he knows what's up. And he's going to be taking another base while Bly is still on 4 bases. You know, the upgrade disparity is really not going to be a big deal, as it doesn't look like there was any engagement that really took advantage of it. So I think this is pretty good here for Bly. Gonna go into the late game. He has his hive done. He's getting chitinous plating. He's also getting adrenal glands, which has 40%. Remember that 40% attack speed on Zerglings, not the 20%. Here comes a big engagement, though a little bit off creep, but the sheer numbers may be good here for Bly. As he does go on in, gonna get another hit on a lot of these Marines, and that is a lot of Lings to clean it up. It is gonna get hit by that Widowmine perhaps, but not just yet. Surprisingly, the supplies are very even. But you notice there that actually Bly has 25 larva. Maybe just waiting for Ultralisks or something, because I'm sitting there there. Speak of the devil. 5 Ultralisks in production. Chitinous plating going to be finishing, and the adrenal glands is going to be finishing as well. That's going to be pretty crazy here. Beastyqt has not done significant damage in this game in order to have to the numbers to deal with the big Ultralisk army. Like, you're going to see this very soon here, how ridiculous the Ultralisk is here in Legacy of the Void when it does have that upgrade. 6 Ultras in production. Bly doesn't have 3-3 just yet. He does have 2-2. But yo, when these Ultras hit the field on a map like Orbital Shipyard, it is so hard for a Terran to even find any place to force a choke point, force a Zerg units into a choke point. Where are you going to get them to get in the choke point? There's not really that many areas here. Beastyqt scanning though, and he's going to see the Ultralisk Cavern, but I don't believe he knows that the Ultras are already out. They already have chitinous plating, and 3-3 is on the way. Widowmine, that should at least detect and, well, not detect, but just show that there are a few of these Ultralisks out. And I think that Beastyqt is like, oh, hell no. This is not what I signed up for, man. Because this is going to be pretty crazy if Bly does commit to an attack. Infestors will lock all of the units in place. Liberators do pretty good, though. You know, if you're able to focus down those Ultras, I think you can do pretty well with the Liberators. But Mutas! Actually, the counter to Mutas are Liberators. So as you see, a lot of those Mutas just get taken out immediately. You have to kind of pre-split your Mutas if you're going to do that. But in the late game, it's so much harder to do when you have 3-3 Marines there. So here comes the attack. The Ultralisk, remember, Widow Mines don't care about armor, so they're going to get some good attacks here on those Ultralisks, and yeah, I don't think that Bly wants to go off creep just yet. Do like the positioning here. If you look at the top side of the map, some Marauders and Marines are fighting some Roaches. Not really that much of a important fight, as there's only 5 drones at that expansion, but they actually might win. But another fight here, going to take out the other base of Bly, which was his 5th. The other one up here, I believe, is the 6th base. But another base is going to perhaps be under fire as Beastyqt decides to go right in again. He's nearly maxed here, but the Ultras are not really able to get a good position. I really like the zoning by Beastyqt. This is kind of crazy. Beastyqt has set up this really nice position where Bly has to go through a field of Widow Mines and also 3, it's like a Venn diagram of Liberator shots. So he's going to go for it anyway, but that's a Widow Mine that's going to get the middle of a lot of these units, but does Bly really care? Getting very, very indecisive at the moment. He doesn't know if he wants to commit to it. Keeps on losing his Overseer, so he can't kill the Widow Mines. But I mean, I think the real reason is that he just can't kill the Liberators there, so if he were to go in there, he could kill a lot of the ground army, but he would lose a lot of his own ground army if he did commit. Waiting for a few more Corruptors, and he's going to go into the Broodlords after. This is actually cool. He's going to get Vipers, and he might be able to even pull the Liberators when they're in that the siege mode. That'd be a good idea. Grabbing some of them and then just pulling them into the Corruptors. Or even, of course, you could use the Parasitic Bomb if they do stack up too much. So, I mean, who knows? There's so many different options you can have here in Legacy of the Void. But Beastyqt looking like this is the position he wants to use. In kind of an awkward engagement out of both players. Bly never really committing to the attack, and Beastyqt kind of clumping up a lot of his units. Oh my god, I just don't even know. Is it really worth it to just continue to try to fight this here? I don't think Beastyqt ever really wants to attack into it, so he keeps on baiting Bly. I would like to see Bly maybe do something to try to take out another base, but he does have to deal with planetary fortresses, and that could be a very inefficient trade. So maybe that's the kind of dilemma that he faces at the moment. He wants to break this position because it is the bulk of Beastyqt's army, but if he were to try to split his forces to do something else, he has to go through a bunch of planetaries and turrets, so it's like, I guess he's going to try to do it now, but I don't know, it's going to be a little toughy here, and he's going to pull, Parasitic Bomb going down, but the Widow Mines going to just annihilate a lot of those Vipers. Those Vikings are going to get taken out, and that cloud is going to remain there, so a little bit of a zoning tool of its own. Actually, does it not remain there anymore? Or I didn't see it. But a nice 3-3 attack here from Beastyqt going in to the... Wow, look at that DPS. Going to take out that base so fast. And, you know, Beastyqt's job here is done. He doesn't need to chill here anymore. You know, it's done. There's no reason for him to be there. The Broodlords have arrived, albeit a little bit too late. Yeah, 2 Marauder drops, son. What you know about that inside of the main of Bly? He's about to go in and snipe some tech as he... I guess the spawning pool is a good target. Lings are going to clean that up eventually, but... You know, Bly has lost the base. His income is definitely severely impacted by that. Beastyqt's income is amazing. His economy is just out of control. Hasn't really been touched by Bly this whole game. And, I mean, Bly, I don't know what his plan is. He's going to go in with a bunch of Broodlords. But Beastyqt is sitting pretty nice here on 8 Liberators and 4 Vikings. I don't know how well the Liberators do against the Broodlords. Haven't really tested that out to see, but I know Liberator's specialty is light units. But hold that thought. Here's another drop out of Beastyqt. Going to go and snipe that base again. Then he's just going to pick on up and get out. Ultras can't shoot up, unfortunately, but the Corruptors are going to fly right past it. These Liberators, though, are going to get taken out, the ones that have seized. But another distraction out of Beastyqt, getting all of the Broodlords on the other side of the map, right to the right of all that. Look, look. Oh, no. Every single one of those Broodlords have been taken out, while that base also got taken out as well. Beastyqt is peeling Bly apart, and I think he might have actually pulled this one off. Holy crap. All of the Broodlords got taken out while that 4th base was getting taken out. But, I mean... Beastyqt could lose every one of these units and it wouldn't matter. And he's not even gonna lose every one of them. He's gonna trade it out. For how many Ultras? 2? 3? Can he get a 4th one? This could be it. No, these Marines are screwed. Good night. But I mean, the other person that's screwed here is Bly. What is he gonna do, man? He's done. He doesn't have any income. His army's really not that scary. It's 3 Ultras, a Viper, getting hit by a Widow Mine, and then some Corruptors. Well, Corruptors can take buildings out. Don't forget that. I hope Bly didn't. So let's see if he doesn't. I mean, they're not so useless anymore. They're gonna go on those Liberators, but they do splash damage, even though they don't have... Oh, good fungal on a lot of the air units of Beastyqt. Gonna be nice with that. Corrupt their support, taking out a lot of the air. And you know what? That's not too bad at all. This is pretty good, making use of the units that he has. Beastyqt, once again, everywhere at once. Inside of the main, inside of the 5th. He is just all over the place while Bly only has 1 force. He can't even split up his army except... I mean, he could, but he'll have like 2 Corruptors and like 3 Ultras and like 1 Queen in 4 different parts of the map. I don't know if that's a good idea, but Beastyqt seems to have sealed the deal here. I think without having his economy touched, I just don't really see Bly being able to come back into this one. It's a very, very difficult situation that Bly is in. You'd have to really, really climb a high mountain in order to kind of pull this one back. So let's see if Beastyqt can finish this one up, or if Bly can somehow, some way use the power of the Ultralisk and some Queen transfuses to buy himself enough time. Very difficult task, as the Hive does go down. Every time the Ultras get to the party, it's already over. You know, you gotta go somewhere else. You know, you ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get out of here, man. And yeah, this is kind of just Beastyqt continuing to mine up. A really nice move that Bly did was taking out that base on the right side of Beastyqt. So definitely something that you have to take into consideration, because it doesn't look like Beastyqt is trying to mine or at least take another base on the right side. The left side is pretty much what he wants now. He says, you know, instead of splitting myself around the map, let's just secure this up here, and the only place that is able to be attacked is going to be up here. And if Bly commits to an attack up there, he's up a ramp, he's inside of a place where he can get sandwiched. So it's almost like a checkmate scenario, where it's like, Bly, you have to come at me with your kind of puny force if you ever want to break it, or else I'm just going to get massive amounts of income this whole time and deny you of your own. So let's see if Beastyqt is able to continue this. He's doing pretty well, you know, but hasn't decided to just go for some big killing blow. He knows that Bly is going for that base, but I don't think he realizes that Bly only has this. Like, this is all that he has. This is it. Few Infestors and like 2 Ultras in a dream. That's it, man. Widowmine actually might get those Infestors if he's not careful. Bly doesn't know, though. Really nice, though. Using the little units that he has, Infestors can go a long way when they're coupled with those Ultralisks. So, if you look at the economy, though, 15 drones Bly is on. That's the 1 base. Hey, yo, hey, that's almost full mineral saturation, man. If you want to look at it in a positive light, there you go. But in every other situation and aspect of this game, Tech getting sniped here inside of the natural of Bly. It is not looking good here. 180 supply to 80 supply. Ultralisk gonna get donated as well, but look, it just doesn't die, you know? You really do need a few units there. A few more units than that. Take out that behemoth. But another... Oh my god, I totally missed that, but there was a Widowmine drop inside of the mineral line of Bly, and 16 drones did go down. This is so crucial at this stage of the game because Bly is starving. Huge Widowmine drop, definitely taking Bly's attention into his main and natural, and then just dropping a few Widowmines, and another explosion. Yeah, this is not looking good for our Ukrainian Zerg at all. But he's going to continue to try, you know, he's not letting go just yet. He does not want to let go, as this is game number 1. In the ASL Prime League Legacy of the Void Edition. But, you know, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you folks. It does look like Beastyqt is in a very, very dominant position right now. Even if you look at this force moving across the map, he's finally going to just go for the throat here. Bly, what does he have? He's going to have to land the sickest fungals of all time. And the funniest part is, he actually could. Like, in some crazy universe, he could land, like, fungals on all of this stuff. Get a nice, maybe parasitic bomb on all of the Liberators. But here we go. Let's find out if he's able to do it. Gonna miss one of the fungals, only hitting 1 Liberator. Beastyqt still has all of his units sitting. They're in a clump, you know. Even though his economy is really nice, Beastyqt says the first step into letting Bly back into the game is to just lose all of your units to like 3 spells. So let's see if he is gonna do that. Beastyqt, you gotta be smarter than that. I know you are. And he's just chilling out at the moment, being so careful with it. And now setting up, I love it. Just too much here. Bly realizes that the end is near and calls for the GG as Beastyqt takes game number 1.
Welcome back. It's game number 2, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of this massive map, Ruins of Ceres. Currently down 1-0, representing Acer. It is Bly. I should say he is, of course, the blue Zerg player.
Yep. His opponent, though, is also blue, but not quite as dark. He is the teal blue, well, azul. You know, what is it, like sky blue? I don't even know. Cyan. Representing Team Extreme Supremacy, showing it last game, actually. It is Beastyqt.
Yeah, I had a teacher one time who pronounced it Cayenne. And I never knew if he actually knew how it was pronounced or not, but
really,
just never. You never, and sometimes it just makes you just question someone's intelligence when they
cayenne, like pepper.
Yeah, like cayenne pepper. That's a color, my friend. That's pronounced like an S.
And they're like completely different colors too.
Yeah, one's red. Come on, guys.
Wow.
So same opening from Bly, right?
Looks like it. Yeah. Hatch gas pool, baby.
Yeah.
Indeed. But out of Beastyqt, he's going for a CC first. Very early gas, though, you notice here.
And he's going to get the scout off, too. His SCV's coming across, and he's going to get the early scout and know where his opponent's at. And if Acer Bly's, clicking to that Overlord back and forth, he's going to also see that SCV coming. And so, there's no craziness just yet, it seems like. So both players are going to be able to take this into where last game went, at least.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, looking like Beastyqt wants to go super economical with that CC first, and I don't think we're gonna see. Well, you know what? I can't say that. I was gonna say I don't think we're gonna see those Reapers again, but maybe we will. CC first into producing even more Reapers. But no, he is gonna drop that factory right afterwards, getting that Marine out and looking a little bit more standard, akin to Heart of the Swarm for now. But Bly doesn't know anything about that, so he is gonna play it a little bit safer.
Yeah, and I think it's right now. It's a little bit. I think Beastyqt is a little happy that he saw his opponent producing 4 lings. Only 2 larvae, but at least what it's telling him is okay. He's kind of expecting Reapers. You make those lings to make sure you don't die to early stuff like that. And I think the Terran player is a little. He can be a little happy with that. That he didn't have to waste that gas on a Reaper, and he forced his opponent to just blind counter that with lings.
Yep. I mean, luckily for Bly, though, seeing that SCV, he does know at least to go to the left side of the map here. And he is going to perhaps use his lings to get up that ramp. But if he sees the fire from the bunker, he might be shying away from it immediately. But I don't think he would realize that it was only 1 Marine unless he went all the way up. So we'll see.
Yeah. 2 Hellions just now started on the way. Tech Lab getting thrown down in the barracks. More barracks getting thrown down as well. Speed just now finishing up for our Zerg player. Supplies looking fairly even, and so that automatic mule doing what it can. But the 4 lings, as the speed finishes up, able to get through and get at least 1 SCV kill here. Maybe looking for another. That's already a win if you trade out 4 lings. If he gets a 3rd or gets at least scouting off, okay, no, good, well done. Okay, so Acer Bly able to get 4 lings in there, trade them off for 2 SCVs, and that's a fantastic win.
Yeah, I mean, he saw that the tech lab on the barracks was researching. I don't know if it was researching, but he did see it on it.
Was he able to see it?
He was able to see the barracks, but I don't know if he was able to see if it was actually researching. So that's like one of the good parts about it, I would say. So definitely a good little win there. Except because he got the two SCVs. Like that, you said it right there. That's a win immediately.
Yeah, anytime you can trade out lings for early SCVs and get a little bit of scouting information, and I think Acer Bly is he's dedicating a little bit to this. We saw him instantly queue up a bunch of lings after this. Now he's producing drone skins. So these 4 Hellions are going to come into this 3rd and see that nothing's there. There is a complete wall off here, but if they're able to kill this SCV, which now he's on the other side, they're not going to with the 2 Hellions supporting. That one could have been way better for Bly had he got there, just not even 50 seconds.
Imagine, it would have been pretty devastating too. As that amount of lings should be able to deal with the 1 Hellion that was there. But he wasn't able to get it done, and now there are 6 Hellions at least. Yeah, 6 Hellions on the other side of the map that Bly has to deal with only Queens. Gonna try to get a little bit of a surround on the bottom Hellion. Really nicely done. But whoa here, Tyrannus. I love it. Gonna go ahead and drop down that Nidus Swarm. This is the Bly that I know, the Bly that I love. Bly doesn't go, Ling Bane Muta macro game. Come on, man. No, that's too standard, man. Too Oh, this Overlord, though, could be the key of that Nidus Swarm. But...
Is it? I mean, okay, so the Overlord does die, right? And he only has the one other in place, okay? It would take a long time for another one to get over there. I don't know if he got the speed upgrade for his Overlord.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, he didn't. Okay, so he doesn't have that, right? So, you know, it's going to take him a while to get another one in place. That's the one he is going to use then. And if it gets sniped here, ooh, tempo.
No way.
Is that, I mean, now his option is, I got to send another one across, the time it takes, you know, and the scans are expensive, but I think we're going to see Beastyqt move out before Aether is ever able to use that.
Yeah, even, I guess so. I mean, this is actually good for him, though, because he will be able to take out this force, I believe. And then as soon as he forces Beastyqt to go back home, he's just going to jump into the Nidus Swarm and then be inside of the base of Beastyqt. And look at this! Look at how bold this is! Can he take this out? I think he can.
Oh, that's right.
Look at how bold it is. Yeah. He just puts it right in the middle of the natural of Bly. Like, yo, what's up? I'm here. You get 2 Marines. Can they take it out? It's going to be close.
If not, like 9 roaches are popping out. Oh, two roaches. 2 roaches.
Hype. But there's going to be another Nidus Worm coming out here, and there's nothing Beastyqt can do about this. Remember, you cannot kill the Nidus Worm until it is complete here in Legacy of the Void. But these Stim Marines should be able to get the good DPS on it. I think they're going to be able to do it here, Tyrannus.
Yeah, it still dies really quickly. And this other drop on the other side of the map coming across from Beastyqt is doing its damage. It's limiting that third from being actually filled with workers. And right now, I think I would give the lead a little bit to Beastyqt just because I would expect Bly to be fully saturated on 3 bases at minute 7 in Legacy of the Void. Not gonna call it either way just yet. Supplies, of course, are very similar, but we see the 3rd CC on the way for Beasty. He's got tanks, combat shields, and +1 weapon attack coming in, and we don't really see that production out of Acer Bly just yet.
No, because he's just starving in the economy department. He's starting to saturate up that 3rd base, and there's nothing that there's nothing that Bly can do to deter the drops of Beastyqt just yet. So it's all going to be up to the queens.
Yeah, exactly.
All queens. That's it.
Tunneling Claws. That's the call, Tempo.
You go so far deep underground that you come over onto the sky. And drop down onto the Medivacs.
Burrow, Tunneling Claws, and we do have a Hydralisk Din. It's almost like Bly doesn't really know where to go with this. Is that, I mean, if you're going to get Tunneling Claws and dedicate with Roaches, in my opinion, you're asking a little bit much out of your economy to be able to afford Hydralisks and Hydralisk upgrades as well. And he's throwing down 2 Evo Chambers. That's a lot of gas, and I guess with Legacy of the Void economy, it does make sense at least. Gas doesn't seem to be too hard to get these days.
I feel like it's just like he has to though, right? Like if he sits there on the roaches and just waits, doesn't get upgrades or anything, he's just gonna die. But oh god, he might just die right here. It's very, very scary. Only roaches here. Stim Bio with +1 already. This 3rd base is under fire here, Tyrannus. I don't think these folks have enough DPS to deal with it.
Oh god, oh god, that hatchery went out so quickly. Roaches coming over to that C-tank, but of course it get picked up by that Medivac. That's expert micro coming out of Beastyqt, and he can get the hell out of there if he wants. Off of creep, took out a hatchery, dropping in the main as well to Marauder and a Marine, taking out a Queen, going to work on this mineral line, and right now Acer Bly's getting pulled left and right. This is not what you want as a Zerg player. Tempo, talk me through them tears, my friend.
This is what happens when you go Roach, you know, you skip out on that drop defense, and all of a sudden, drops become so powerful, and on a map like Ruins of Saras, very similar to Catalina, where you get that 3rd base, and that base that's right outside of your main, 3rd getting canceled again. But, you know, how do you deal with that? Like, how far the Roaches have to go, and then the Medivacs just pretty much go 1 pixel, you know, like 1, let's say, square or whatever, hex, is that what you call it nowadays? I can't remember.
Hex.
Have we graduated to hexagons?
I think we're hexagons at this
decagons
point.
Yet?
Did you see how quick those friggin' Tunneling Claws Roaches move, man?
They're
those
so fast. It's crazy.
Some Ferraris going across the map right now. That is one thing that Ace Fly's got up his sleeve. Those guys are going quick. And does Beastyqt see it? No, the Roaches pop out, start going to work on this bio, and Beastyqt's going to pick up and boost out of there. One thing I really like is this siege tank drop mechanic coming into play here, and QT really making it work and showing us, wow, and dude, look at how quickly that creep disappears just as much as it forms up.
It's kind of insane. I like it though, you know. Like I'm not sure who it favors more. I feel like it does favor Zerg a bit more because you can spread it out that much faster. And then, even though if it recedes, you still have to spend the same amount of scans to clear it. So
I think it just makes it more important. It
Yes.
just makes it makes you like it makes the early Hellion dance more important. These
Very
roaches
important,
down here
yeah.
tunneled outside of this planetary. There is a turret. A siege tank is going to be able to shell away a little bit. And unfortunately, they aren't blink stalker roaches, so they can't go up that cliff. They're getting as close as they can. Great pickup. Beastyqt is right on it, man. He knows exactly what's going on. He's got great response time, and he's going to even repair that siege tank. That siege tank is a hero. I wonder how many kills.
It really is. How many
Yeah,
kills?
he's got 2, but I feel like he's done a lot of damage.
I bet those were the sickest kills of all time. You know.
Yeah, it's
like
amazing
montage
kills.
on.
Like one was a
YouTube.
Hitler roach.
Yeah.
Like the most evil roach.
He just got it. He's leading the pack of the rest of them.
He was a racist roach.
To
Another drop going down to the main, able to pick some stuff up. The Hydralisks are out, and they are quick little guys on the creep, and as well as getting their groove spine upgrade coming in, or their speed and range upgrade coming in. I really like this. When you get a lot of medevacs, they are kind of useless a little bit unless you want to hide your army in Heart of the Swarm. Now it makes it so that the attack with siege tanks comes that much quicker. And especially against Roach versus Hydralisk, that little bit of time between getting your tanks sieged up can kill you. And he's not even going to bring the rest of his bio with it. It looks like he's going to drop with those tanks as well as push elsewhere with the bio. Okay, now it's getting hard together. Still, interesting dynamic.
It's really scary. Like Roach Hydra, you know, if you're able to jump on siege tanks, then that's the greatest thing you can do. Imagine putting blinding clouds down on some siege tanks. And Legacy of the Void, you pick those siege tanks up, they get moved out of the blinding cloud. It's a lot harder to deal with. So, looking like Beastyqt trying to get a little bit too cute there, I think, putting them in the front. But yeah, here he goes now. This is the position that he would love to be in, and he's gonna make it work here. Oh, this is just a ridiculous position here. How the hell is Bly gonna even engage into this?
No, there's a massive, ramp that his units have to come down to. That third's dead, and he's cutting off.
Ooh, that's one way.
Well, he has got tunneling claw, so that's quite nice. And Beastyqt is going to be picking up some of these siege tanks to get him out of the way. But I mean, if those roaches pick up, then the attack has to come with the Hydralisks from the back. So the siege tanks are held picked up in the medevacs. They're going to get dropped, and as soon as they do, it looks like doom for Acer's applied tempo.
This
Don't
is
know, my
crazy,
friend.
man. Beastyqt going for the throat, not even letting Bly breathe at all, never getting a chance to do anything with the Night of Shenanigans. Vipers are like sucking at the extractor, but I mean, eventually those Marines are going to finish it off too, saying thanks for the help, buddy, and that's going to be it. Beastyqt taking this series here.
Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to support the ASL by hitting the button now.